Hello friends, this is Chris with Peace of Mind Art and Crafts, and today we're going to do some more Christmas things. I'm going to show you the slow stitch pieces that I did. The last video was a video on how to make a slow stitch from one of my kits or from your own stash, and this is the one we made on camera. And I hadn't finished it on camera, of course, because it takes a little longer than that with slow stitch, as you know. But I did show you how to do, how to place everything on and then sew it down when you have a variety of different fabrics and threads and beads and buttons and so on. So this is how this one turned out. And well, let's see, what I did afterwards was I added some sparkle to the window. I added these beads on the tree by the deer. That turned out nice. And then I added, of course, some more stitching. I added a little bow here. And like I said, I did more stitching in here. And I stitched all around. Now, if you want on these, you can also, to finish off the edges a little more, you can do an overcast stitch or a blanket stitch all the way around. That always looks nice. Or you can leave it kind of raggedy like this, which is what I did. Here's another one that I had finished earlier, and this is also made from a kit that's on my Etsy shop. And I put together some fabrics, beads, buttons, etc. And then I chose from them lace. This underneath here is a piece of a lace doily. I think that's an antique doily. And then of course this is a sari silk bow. And you can see a photograph of this on my Etsy shop with the kit. You can see both of these photographs of these both finished on my in my Etsy shop with the Christmas kit. And of course, I also have other kits that are available. I am going to start putting some Christmas cards on my Etsy shop. Mainly because, I mean, it's a little bit early, but not really if you're going to order a card and then send it in time to make it in the mail. So what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to offer, if you would like, I can send the card directly to the person. So, since I have to do the postage anyway, I figured, well, I could send it directly to the person if you would like me to indicate, on your message what you want me to say on the inside of the card. So that's just an option also. And also you can use those cards that are on my Etsy shop to make journals out of. And I'll still have the regular cards on there as well as the Christmas cards. So let's get back to what we're doing here. We're going to use this stitched piece, this slow stitch piece, to make a cover. We're going to have it make a Christmas journal. And I don't know if I've ever made a Christmas journal. I think I did last year, but I'd have to check. I know I made one that was like winter with ice skating and different snow type related sports in it. So I'm pretty sure I haven't made a Christmas journal. So this will be my first attempt. I decided just to make this a one signature journal. And like I said, I'm going to use this as the cover. I'm going to use this as the underneath fabric. So this will be the front and the back cover. This fabric. But it won't show very much at all on the front because it's this will be glued to the front of it, the cover. So at any rate, I took a piece of cardboard that I was an empty label package, and I cut it to the size that I want the journal, which is 9x6, which is the size I usually make my journals. You can make it any size you want, but you would want to make it, of course, to fit whatever cover you had made to put on it. If you want to make your cover first and then decide what you're going to put on the front, that's fine too. That's another option. So what I'm going to do is first of all, let me show you. I had some extra cardboard left over. So I had made this little tiny book cover earlier this week, and I finished it, and so I decided to make a little book out of this too, because it was so sweet. I want a little book. So I'm going to use the extra cardboard to make a little book out of that as well, but not on this video. Okay, so let's get started with this book. And since we're going to cover the cover with this fabric, I don't think it has a direction. It can go in any way. I want to leave extra on the sides so that it can be folded over to the inside, like so. So let's measure it here with a little bit on the edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it, and I'm gonna leave extra just in case I want a little extra on the inside. So I'm going to tear it. I usually tear my fabric. I'm a quilter, so that's kind of the way I do it, to kind of keep the selvage a little bit straight, even though that doesn't always work. But to me it's easier to at least have one or two sides that are straight, and you can straighten up the rest of them if you need to. Okay, and I have this strip of fabric left over, which I'm going to save because this will make a nice, maybe for the inside of the book, to ruffle this up on the edge of a page or something. So I would save that. Normally I might not save it, but I'll save it in with the ephemera I have for this journal. Okay, and this cover, putting on the cover, will be a shorter video, and then I'll show you in videos after that what I'm going to do with the inside of the journal. Okay, so we've got the cover formed. What I want to do is, I noticed that this has a fold in it on this fabric, and I can either take it to the ironing board and iron it, or I can use it for, which I think I will do, for the front part of the journal, which is going to be covered over by the, excuse me, the slow stitch piece that I'm going to put on it. It's going to be covered over this part, so I won't have to worry about that fold showing at all, and then the back will be smoother. So that's just a decision you could make based on it. You wouldn't need to iron this because you're going to cover over it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to flip this. Gotta get it right. Okay. And then as far as the type of glue that I'm going to use this 3-in-1 glue, or also known as fabric tack. They're one and the same to me. So if you see this, I think I got this in Joann's, but they also have it at Hobby Lobby. If you see this and they're all out of the fabric tack, get this because it's the same stuff. Okay, it's made by the same company. It does the same thing. You can use it on fabric, wood, etc., etc. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover over. And I'm going to take this out of the way for a second. And glue my cardboard. And the reason I'm gluing the cardboard rather than the fabric is you always glue whatever's smaller. If you're going to put the fabric over the top of this, then you'll need to know where the glue goes on here so that you don't accidentally put extra glue on the other side, on the wrong side of the fabric, and then it'll get all sticky and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm gluing up to the edges. I'm not planning on sewing this. If I was sewing it, I would leave a little leeway on these edges so that it could be sewed. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go along, and now this glue is not super fast drying, so I don't have to worry about it drying before I have a chance to get the fabric on it. So I'm just putting a thin bead along. Now, if you want to, you can spread the glue out. I think it's plenty fine enough that it's not going to glob up or anything. So, put my cap back on. And be sure you use this this glue in a ventilated area. You don't want to breathe in too much of it because it is kind of smelly. So just make sure you use it in a well ventilated area. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently pick it up. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I have my fabric front. Remember we talked about the place that needed to be ironed. Where's that? Okay, yeah, it's on this side. So then I'm going to place this glue side down onto the fabric, trying to get it as straight as possible. This doesn't really have a directional design that much, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just maybe try to get so that the sides are equal. And I'm going to press it down. Then I'm going to turn it over and press it down on this side. Okay. Now this won't take it long at all to dry, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. But you can still kind of press out any wrinkles you might have in it. I am going to fold it. Just make sure we got that taken care of. Both sides. Actually, that fold in the fabric doesn't really even show anymore. So, okay, this was what I had as the front. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these sides over and glue them down. And I could, if I wanted to, I could clip these a little more, but I don't think they're too, really think they're too big. But I do need to cut my corners so that I can miter it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut across this corner, come within about 1/8 of an inch on there, on all 4 corners. Basically, I'll show you with the ruler what I'm doing is I'm coming across just leaving a little leeway on that corner. Okay. And you can mark it if you want. before you cut it. Mark it with a, say, a chalk marker or something. Okay, that one in. And one more. I hope you guys are all doing well and enjoying the fall. It's really been nice weather here. It rained a little bit. I'm in Colorado. So we should be getting some snow soon, which is fine with me. I like snow. I like the change of seasons. Okay, now I'm going to glue these pieces, and then that way when I come to the corner, I can get a nice mitered corner going on there. Okay, and I will use my fabric tack again. I'll glue the pieces of the fabric so that I can get the glue where I want it on, especially on the edges. Close to the edge of the book, and then I'll put some on the center part. Okay. And I'm going to kind of start in the middle and go out. And you can see the need for cutting those corners. That way you don't have all that bulk there on the end. And this fabric tack is nice because you can kind of maneuver it around a bit. Then I'll turn over and do the opposite side of that one I just did. And if you've done this before and know how to do it, just go ahead and fast forward to the next part. Okay. Good, I kind of start in the middle and work out. When we do the inside of the cover, we will pick a fabric that kind of coordinates, and we can even cut it a little bit smaller so that some of this shows on the inside if we want. Okay, this covered. Okay, now you'll notice that there's this little tab there. That really isn't going to make a difference because we have the fabric going over there. And we might even use that for cutting a hole for the closure. I'm not sure yet how we're going to do the closure on this journal. Okay, we got one more side. I know Christmas is coming. I don't usually do a lot of Christmas projects. I do the Christmas cards, and I do usually, like I said, I do maybe one journal that's maybe a Christmas or a snow theme. I find that at my craft shows and art shows that if people are buying something for a gift, most of the time they like to buy it, and if they're spending some, good deal of money on it, they'll want to buy something that is not Christmassy so that the person can use it year round. But I thought it'd be nice to make a Christmas journal, and then you'd have a place to, and I know there's a lot of people, and me included somewhat, that like Christmas so much and might even keep some things out year round, but might keep a journal leading up to Christmas or a journal of Christmas things that they receive, notes, letters, cards, and then each year they can go back and look at the last years to find out, their cards. And you don't keep every card that you get, but you do like to keep some of them. And you can even use your Christmas card as pages in your book. Okay, so we got that done. This is the front. This is the back. Now I could just leave it just like that. It would be beautiful. But of course, we are journalers. We got to put something on it. So I am going to put this slow stitch on there. And I won't take the time to glue that now. I'll have that ready for when we come back to start working on the inside of the journal and the signature. It will just have one signature. And also I will, when we come back, I will put on some pages. And I'll probably use paper on the inside. I have gathered a bunch of stuff to use in the journal. I went through my Christmas stuff and I just pulled out stuff I might use inside the journal. A napkin, some digitals. And most of these digitals I'll be able to tell you where I got them, but some of them maybe not. And then I got some I took out some Christmas tags. I might do a page with that on there. I love this paper with the lights. I got some small papers from a book that I had that was, I think these are 4 by 6, 4.5 by 6.5. And then I got some. I pulled out some scrapbook papers that I might use for the pages. And I also might use one of these for the inside of the cover. Okay. And I have I don't make that much Christmas ephemera, but I make some. And I have my packet of Christmas ephemera that I can go through as I'm making the book and pick from there. Lots of different things in there. Made some postcards. Made some tags. I think these tags that I made from index cards, I think they're on a video. So, that's what I had to show you today. Oops. Get back to the cover here. Oh, and then I also pulled out a bunch of Christmas sayings that I love that I'm going to use throughout the book. So, I hope you enjoyed that today, and stay tuned for the second part where we'll do more of the inside of the journal. Thanks for joining me today. I wish you all peace of mind. Bye now.